What's up, everybody? This is GangGreen David coming at you. And today, I'm coming at you with a Browns fan because this Thursday night, the New York Jets are playing the Cleveland Browns on primetime football. And boy, it's going to be an interesting game. And today, I am joined by UngarToTheMax on YouTube. What's up, man?
Not much. You are sorry, but the game's not in New York. It will be in our house at First Energy Stadium.
Yeah, I know that's a nice looking stadium, and obviously you're going to be at the game. I know you're a Brown season ticket holder, so kudos for you for repping your team first of all. Now, going into the actual game, obviously both of our teams are coming off brutal losses.
How
Yours,
many got it?
yours to the Saints, mine to the Miami Dolphins at home. But week two's in the past. I've done a video about the Miami Dolphins, so definitely check that out. But now we're going to move on. We're going to turn the page as we kick off week 3. And let me just start by saying that your Browns team looks a lot more stellar than people give them credit for, especially on defense. You have guys like Myles Garrett, who's an upcoming stud, with Jamie Collins, a great veteran linebacker, and even your defensive line who can help with the pass rush as well. You also have a great stud corner in Denzel Ward as well. And you have
on Roethlisberger.
He picked off Roethlisberger twice, and you obviously have a stud safety in Jamar Taylor. Is that his name? Jamal Taylor?
I think it's Jamar.
Jamar? Yeah, well, you get the point. But obviously, your defense looks very stellar. And then on offense, obviously, it looks like Tyrod Taylor might be starting. Josh Gordon is no longer a Brown.
Right, he got traded to the Patriots today for a 5th-round pick. But I think there's also one more thing involved with the trade. I'm not totally sure on the details of it, but it's like the Patriots give the Browns another pick or something like that if Josh Gordon doesn't play on the field for 10 games. It's something like that. I'm not totally sure about the details, but it's something like that.
Okay, well, it looks like it was just a 5th-round pick for him, but then you guys also have Jarvis Landry, which you gave a lot of money to.
Yeah.
So you have a stud tight end in David Njoku, who I have on my fantasy team, so shout out to that. So let me start off with saying my keys to the game. So obviously, one key to the game is kind of building off the Miami game is the Jets cannot be missing opportunities and making the same mistakes. They cannot be committing penalties because this is a Browns defense that will get after you. Sam Darnold is under a lot of pressure this Thursday night with that pass rushing tandem in Myles Garrett and Jamie Collins as well. And also, they can be very capable of stopping the run game. So one key to the game is you want to continue to play aggressive on offense. No stupid penalties from the offensive line. You want to get the run game going. You want to get Powell and you want to get Crowell going. Keep playing a balanced offense. Even if you're down a couple of touchdowns, keep playing aggressive. Also, going back to the Miami game, they had to throw the ball a lot because they were down so many points. But obviously, this is a team where you have to play balanced offense, especially since Jermaine Kearse is now back and healthy. You want to get him involved as well and really play around with the Browns defense. So one key to the game is limit penalties and play balanced offense, get the run game going because Sam Darnold is going to be getting a lot of heat. Also, another key to the game of mine on offense is you want to make sure that you get Sam Darnold out of the pocket. You want to give him a clean pocket because obviously this is a Browns pass rush that can collapse the pocket really efficiently. So you can't have Sam Darnold stand there like a statue and, get hit consistently. Sam Darnold's got to make plays. He's got to step out of the pocket. He's got to run, and he's got to throw the ball. Or he's got to extend the play, turn it into positive yards. You want to utilize Sam Darnold in a more balanced way. Don't keep him in the pocket for too long. Make sure he extends the pocket, and let him run with the ball too. If it means even gaining a couple yards or a few yards, keeping the drive going, moving the chains, that's another key to the game. And my final key to the game on offense is get your tight ends involved, obviously, whether it's in the pass game or even the run blocking game. You're also going to want to have a 3 tight end formation because the Browns have a very, very powerful personnel when it comes against the quarterback, like I said. Really, all my keys to the game rely more or less on that Browns defense and how they can get to the quarterback, and they can also pull out blitz packages as well, with your safeties as well. So that's my key to the game on offense. For your Browns, man, what are your keys to the game for the Browns offense?
On offense, I would say number one, Tyrod Taylor. He needs to continue to balance out being a game manager and being a quarterback. I felt like week 1 against Pittsburgh, especially down the stretch, he was too much of a game manager and not enough of a quarterback. And what I mean by that is, like, I don't know if you saw the end of the Browns-Saints game, but he threw like a 47-yard pass to Antonio Callaway for the touchdown. That was an example of him being a quarterback. Whereas what he tends to do, and I think this is part of the reason why Buffalo got rid of him, is because he likes to do a lot of the 5-yard check down passes or like 10-yard passes, not really take chances. So I think he needs to continue to balance those two out. I don't want him to be too much of a quarterback and give the Jets defense consistently give them opportunities to make interceptions or, risk having the Browns offense lose yardage. And then the other thing is we need to continue to run the ball. We have Carlos Hyde and Nick Chubb and even Duke Johnson, although I like Duke Johnson more as a hybrid where he can run the ball but also be a wide receiver that we put in the slot or on the outside, or be a running player that we put next to Tyrod. But I think that's how our offense is really doing well, because we're establishing the run game early and then doing play action passes off of it, instead of in the past where we relied and didn't really have a run game. The ball and then pass it off of that. And then another key, kind of like what you said, get the tight end involved. As much as I wish we had, 2 or 3 tight ends, our only tight end that I can think of off the top of my head is David Njoku, who, I definitely agree with you. He is a great player. And for the first 2 weeks, I really haven't seen him be involved in the passing game at all. And I think that defenses don't really respect him because of that, even though he showed last season that he has a great catching ability and is a very physical tight end. So I think the Browns need to establish that. So those are my 3 primary keys to the game. Who are some of the players for the Jets that people should be watching out for?
On offense or on defense?
Offense.
On offense, obviously I want to say Sam Darnold. More or less on the Jet fans' perspective, you're going to want to see how he makes decisions and how his awareness will look against this pretty stellar pass rush by the Browns, and really also to see how the Browns will play out the defensive schemes. But I think Isaiah Crowell is someone to watch out for. The dude's a great power back, and he was your running back too until we picked him up on a 3-year, $12 million deal in the offseason during the free agency period. So obviously you're probably gonna see a bit of carries, from Crowell going up the middle, him finding lanes and finding holes to try to get the first down and many more to try to move the chains. Another player that you guys should look out for is Quincy Enunwa, man. The guy's actually believe it or not, whatever people want to say about Quincy Enunwa, he was a very good receiver before he got hurt. And coming off that neck injury of his, he's actually pulling off a lot of great things. Against the Dolphins, I think he had about 7 catches for 94 yards. The guy is fast. He's quick. He can break tackles, and he can extend to the end. He can really extend to the end zone when he's trying to fight for that score. He's trying to fight past the goal line. So you got to give Quincy Enunwa a lot of credit, man. I think that's a player you got to watch out for, especially since you could utilize him, as on a wide receiver screenplay. You could utilize him down the field, over the middle, whatever the case may be with Enunwa. So I think that's a player you got to watch out for as well. Even though we also have Jermaine Kearse and we have Robbie Anderson. Robbie Anderson, I think, should definitely, be more involved in the pass game, even though he had that critical fumble against the Miami Dolphins.
Right.
That's something you should watch out for as well. But more or less, Quincy Enunwa is a guy to really, really keep an eye on in this case.
And do you think Denzel Ward will be matched up with Enunwa primarily, or which of the Jets receivers do you think Denzel will be matched up with?
I would have to say I think Robbie Anderson is obviously went into the season as our number one receiver. So I could see a lot of Denzel Ward playing on the outside, maybe matched up with either Jermaine Kearse or even Robbie Anderson. And I think Enunwa could be used in the slot. I think there's going to be a lot of bunch formation packages on the right side by the wide receiver, set up by Jeremy Bates, as well as utilizing each player at least once in the slot, like Jermaine Kearse, Robbie Anderson, Quincy Enunwa. That's actually the beauty of having these three guys. I think they're very underrated. You could actually utilize them, putting them on the field before the play, whether it's in the slot or on the outside, more efficiently, and really confuse the Browns defense in a sense.
Okay, and then what about defensive players to watch for the Jets?
The defensive line, man, it actually looks pretty good. I mean, the defense is actually, believe it or not, regardless of what they did against the Miami Dolphins, obviously they put up 20 points.
Which isn't too bad, actually.
They're very aggressive when it comes to getting past the line of scrimmage. The run defense is actually pretty solid, whether you like it or not. So I will look out for, obviously, our linemen like Leonard Williams, Henry Anderson, which is a guy who we got from the Colts for a 7th-round pick, bargain trade. Nathan Shepard, stud rookie, and Stephen Clendon, that's a guy to look out for as well. On the linebacker core, Avery Williamson, a guy who's a great run stopper, and even Darren Lee, who's shown a lot more athleticism in the last couple of weeks. And then the secondary, obviously we have Tremaine Johnson on the team. So you could potentially see him being matched up with Jarvis Landry, assuming that he's not lined up in the slot. But if he is, you're probably going to see Tremaine Johnson in the slot a lot more, which kind of worries me where you're going to do a buster screen, placing him on the outside, because that's where he struggles the most. He struggles on the outside. So I think with Jarvis Landry on your team, obviously, yes, our secondary has playmakers like Jamal Adams, who I think is actually very explosive. Great job at breaking up plays, and also very efficient in the safety blitz as well. You have that, and obviously Marcus May, it looks like he might be out once again, and we also have Josh Martin, who's not playing. So I think Jarvis Landry being on the Browns, I think you could utilize him in the slot, and you could probably mix him up a bit to really sort of fuzzle our secondary, because buster screen on Jarvis Landry is a mismatch, but then you could put Tremaine Johnson in the slot, and then what's buster screen going to do on the outside? That's really a question in my opinion. But more or less, I think with the schemes that the Browns could pull against our secondary for this game in particular, I could more or less say players to watch on defense for us. Obviously, a defensive line, primarily maybe Leonard Williams, and then the linebackers, guys like Avery Williamson and Darren Lee.
That Buster Screen is also a former Cleveland Brown.
Yes, I do. I do know that. I do.
It seems like our team loves to give players to the AFC East for some reason. Like we traded with Buffalo to get Tyrod. We traded Barkevius Mingo and Danny Shelton to the Patriots. You guys and we traded Josh Gordon to New England.
Oh, that was awful.
And then you guys get Isaiah Crowell and Buster Screen, and then we get Jarvis Landry from the Dolphins. I don't know what it is about the AFC East, but
the AFC East is very intriguing, man. You got to give them credit.
Oh, yeah.
But how about you, man? Looking at the Brown side of the ball now, obviously I rambled my mouth about the Jets and honestly, players to watch on both sides of the ball for them. What about the Browns? Who are some players that you want to watch out for on offense and defense?
So starting with offense, you named him Jarvis Landry. He is going to be our primary wide receiver now since Josh Gordon is with the Patriots. So, and I'm actually surprised that you said that Darren Lee wouldn't be matched up with him because that's kind of the matchup I thought. That's kind of who I thought the Jets would put on Landry because from what I've seen of Darren Lee, he can be a physical cornerback at times, and that might
a linebacker.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
It happens. Continue.
But like I feel like with Jarvis Landry, you need a cornerback or safety who can be physical, like a Jamal Adams. So that's on offense. That's the matchup I want to see if the Jets do, in fact, put Jamal Adams on Jarvis Landry. So I would say Jarvis Landry is a guy to watch on the offense. Also, our 3 running backs, Hyde, Chubb, and Johnson. Chubb are the primary 2 running backs, and they're both very physical running backs. They both want to get downhill and just take you with them. Whereas Duke Johnson, like I said earlier, he's the hybrid running back where we can line him up in the slot as a wide receiver or possibly put him on the outside or use him as a running back screen, one of the 2. Or one of the 3 options, I should say. So I would say our 3 running backs are also players to watch. Also Tyrod. I want to see if he's able to continue to balance out being a quarterback and game manager. I don't want him to be too much of a game manager where he's only throwing the 5-yard passes down the field and not really doing much. But at the same time, I don't want him to be too much of a quarterback and letting the Jets pick off passes left and right. So I want to see if he's able to continue to find that balance. And who's going to step up as our number 2 wide receiver since Landry now has to fill the number 1 role? Who's going to be the number 2 receiver for the Browns? Is it going to be Callaway or is it going to be somebody else? Does this mean David Njoku gets a bigger role in the passing game? That's kind of what I'm watching for. And then on defense, I would say we're starting to have a little bit of a big 3. You mentioned Denzel Ward and Myles Garrett, but you forgot one of our linebackers, Christian Kirksey. Not only is he a ball hawk in the middle of the field, but he can get after the quarterback if you allow him to. He will make the backfield a living hell. So, what? I'm just being honest.
I know.
But yeah, so those are the big 3 to watch. I would say, even though Michael Thomas this week had 12 catches for, I believe, 98 yards against Denzel Ward, I wouldn't say he did that. I won't say he did badly. It's just maybe it was a bad matchup for him. Whereas Antonio Brown is a smaller wide receiver and a quicker wide receiver. So I think Denzel Ward matched up better with him. And since the Jets don't really have a physical wide receiver except maybe Curse, I think Denzel Ward fairly well with your wide receivers.
All right. Now we're going to get to the nitty-gritty. Obviously, this is going to be a very tough matchup for the Jets. It's probably the toughest Browns that the Jets have played in the recent years. I mean, yes, you guys are 0-1-1, whatever the record is, but I think you guys are better than what your record states.
I would agree.
You guys definitely look a lot more physical and a lot tougher than you guys have in the recent years. So we're going to get down to the score prediction. You can start first. Like I said, obviously, this is a game that I'm really, really afraid of, especially if it's on Thursday Night Football, prime time in Cleveland. So I expect that fan base of yours to go berserk.
Yeah.
What's your score prediction for the game?
Well, first, let me say that I don't like Thursday Night Football because even though I'm going to this game, I don't like Thursday Night Football because both the Browns and the Jets only have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, essentially 4 days to get ready for each other. So I don't really like that. But I would say my score prediction, I actually think this is going to be a low-scoring game. 24-21.
24-21 Browns?
Yeah.
All right. Like I said, obviously this is a game that the Browns have a legitimate chance to win, and everyone favors the Browns in this game. And this is a big concern for me that I have if the Jets make the same mistakes that they made against the Miami Dolphins, it's a slight feeling, in my opinion, that we could probably get blown out. But honestly, my prediction video, I think the Jets somehow squeak by the Browns in the slightest bit of fashion in overtime with the final score of 27-24. I have that confidence in my team they could get it done, but I'm not saying that the Browns do not have a chance. They have a legitimate chance to win this game.
Hey, we had a legitimate chance to beat you last year and make that our only win.
Yeah, and the last couple of times you guys played us, you guys made it really close, even though both of our teams really weren't built. But who knows? Maybe it'll happen again. I think it could be close, but in all cases, the Browns could blow us out if we keep making those mistakes. But, this is a loss that the Jets have to build off of, and we obviously have to go out there and, shake the Miami game off and go out there on Thursday Night Football and prove ourselves. And, if we make the right plays, the right adjustments, I think we'll win this game. But like I said, you guys have a legitimate chance to win, and I'll have a bunch of respect for you guys if you guys win this game because, like it or not, your team is definitely built, and you guys definitely do deserve a win like that. So definitely best of luck to you guys this Thursday, and I personally can't wait. It'd be great.
I can send you the in-game footage that I take at the game if you want.
We'll discuss that in the future. But Josh, thanks for coming on. I really appreciate it. It's always nice to do collabs. Give out your information and let people know where they can follow you.
So my YouTube name is UngarToTheMax. The way you spell that is it's all one word. It's UNGAR and then TO. You know how to spell the word the. And then Max is MAX. It's all one word. And then you can follow me on my Facebook page. It's the same thing. And I have an Instagram, which is, I don't remember my Instagram off the top of my head. I think it's like Josh Tabs 27 or something. And
Okay. So that's his YouTube channel. Definitely subscribe to him. UngarToTheMax on YouTube. Great Browns fan, knows his stuff, and he's a Browns season ticket holder and goes to the games. So he does post game footage. Check that out as well. Also, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, GangGreen David. I'm looking forward to this one on Thursday night. It's going to be a good one. Hopefully we don't get beat too bad, and hopefully Sam Darnold doesn't die out there, from that Browns pass rush. But, who knows what can happen. I think we can make certain adjustments. I think we could squeak by this game by the chin in overtime. But, and like I said, I'm going to stick with the prediction I made back in my prediction video when I was making these predictions. But, who knows what can happen. Anything's possible. It's also a chance that the Browns can blow us out. But I think with this young team, they got to learn off it, whether you like it or not. I don't care about the past anymore. I have faith. I'm a confident fan, but I'm also a realistic fan. Like I said, there's a great chance that you guys could beat us. A chance that you could even blow us out potentially if we're making mistakes. But I'm that confident that I think we could squeak by this game. And and this is kind of a must win for us because then after that game, we have to go into Jacksonville when after what they just did to New England, that's going to be nerve-wracking as well. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, and peace out, guys. Until next time, Josh, best of luck to the Browns. Go Jets.